stop what you are doing right now and listen to my story. When I was 12, I did some boxing, but I had a one bad day when I was outside. A guy came at me, threatening me that I cursed his mother, that I insulted his family or something like that. I didn't even know how to curse at that time when I was 12. And he just fucking uppercutted me in the abdomen and it hurt. Then he left, but I didn't know at that time how to win a street fight that easily. So right now, after 3 years of learning how to fight, I could say a lot more easily. I could teach you how to win a street fight more efficiently and without causing that much damage. Realize right now that I do not want to push the aggressive side of things to you. Just be calm, collected. When someone comes at you, don't be the one who starts it. Let them start the fight by hitting you. Just do not start a fight every time because you'll end up badly. When a guy comes at you with a knife or something like that, you better start running because it's harder to block his knife without being hurt by him. So if that's a life or death situation, run. Do not do anything. Now, if a guy comes at you and you see that he's trying to fight you barehanded, you can do some things. Before that, you need to go to a kickboxing gym or learn how to fight with your hands or how to take him and throw him to the ground without hurting him. Because in some countries, self-defense doesn't exist, like in most European countries. In USA, you can get away with self-defense, but in European countries, you cannot get away that easily with self-defense if you harm a person closer to death, or if you even injure a person really bad. If a guy comes at you, just tell him, raise your hands firstly, if you are in a club or if you are in a space where he can see you, just raise your hands and shout, bro, back up, and say that you are not trying to do anything to him, back up, back up. If he doesn't back up and he tries to hit you, just block his attack if you can do that. If he's bigger than you, just run in a opposite direction and come at him and just hit him. But be careful when you hit him. And now I told you to be careful because you can easily injure someone. If he's bigger than you, you'll most likely need to hit him more times. But just throw a punch that you know isn't painful, or just push him away and run. That's the most optimal decision because you are not in a real fight, you are just in a street fight. If you are in a real fight, use whatever you can to apprehend that person and get him away from you. Everyone says that, oh bro, you shouldn't fight, you should go to him and tell him, bro, stop, this is not the way of yourself, bro. He can be drunk, he can be drugged, he can be just angry, or he can have anger issues. If you meet with those people, try to avoid them. But if you cannot, just fight them. In my experience, as I remember, I've come across, let's say, 5 times when someone has shouted at me something badly about my mother, or just said things that they were feeling like they were bossing her out or something like that. But just ignore them, do not say anything, just say no or something like that. Because getting into their game of insulting each other can lead to yourself being injured or themselves being injured. So just avoid it when you can, but fight if you need to, absolutely. Imagine this: a guy comes at you, says that you insulted his mother. What will you do? I will do just these 2 things or 3 things. First, run away if you can. If you are encircled by many guys, do not ever fight them. So if it's just one guy, run away. Tell him that you didn't do anything. If he continues, start to get your guard up. Be prepared for his attack. And the third thing that you can do is, I don't know, just hit him first if you see that he's drunk or he is threatening you. very, very seriously. So now, as an action step, and my advice for you is search for kickboxing class, free courses, like you say. You can even search for Andrew Tate teaching kickboxing. He has a lot of knowledge that is unrelated to his other things that he does in his life that I will not talk about. But just search Andrew Tate kickboxing, teaching kickboxing, because it's so good. He knows what he's teaching because he is a, I don't know, world champion or something like that. Just search that. Realize right now that this is one of the most important skills you can have as a man. The skill to fight other beings, like defend yourself from an animal, from a guy that's threatening, or from anything in life. And in this way, you'll be a lot more scarier. Just look scary if you want to avoid street fights. Look more scarier. Do not pussy out when someone says something. I know it's hard to learn a fighting skill, but in time, let's say 3 months, you'll be a lot better. The next step of this fighting skill upgrading is going to a kickboxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, judo, or other types of martial arts, sorry. And the last thing that I've got to teach you in this video is how to survive the most common attacks or the most common altercations. Let's say you are in school and a couple of guys come at you and they start swearing or they start like pushing you. Just do not overreact and say to them, bro, what is wrong with you? Or even scream if you want that. And raise your hands to show that you are not harming them. You do not want to harm them. Just say, bro, what are you on? What is going on here? And something like that. Or scream in the worst case if they're coming at you, three guys, scream, bro, leave me alone, or something like that. Because everyone around will see them, and eventually a teacher or someone like that will see and come and depart you from them. Now, the next one is in the nightclub. If you're in a nightclub and a drunk guy or let's say a boyfriend of a girl you are talking to comes to you, just say, bro, I'm sorry, raise your hands. And again, if he tries to hit you outside the club or in the club, scream at the top of your lungs that, bro, leave me alone. Or say to him, bro, what are you on? Are you okay? Or just say no to everything he says. He says, bro, you are talking to my girlfriend. You say, no, bro, I'm sorry. Raise your hands and leave. Back away slowly because he cannot do anything. Imagine this. You are in a club full of people and you are the one raising your hands. They're looking at you and that guy is coming to hit you. Who is gonna get more charged because of hitting, because of the fight? That guy, obviously. You are going to be closer to the victim. So just realize that this is something important that you need to know in your life. And now for the last type of fight is that of the streets, when you are in the streets. The same. If let's say a group of guys come at you and say anything insulting to you, do not care about them. But if they are coming to beat you, raise your hands. The first option you can do is run, but they'll come after you, and if they are more athletic than you, they can catch you. Raise your hands, say, bro, I have nothing to do with this. Back away and scream. If they try to hit you, scream at the top of your lungs. You are going to startle them, and you can even hit back or run. You have the choice. You have to choose between those two things. So this is all the three types of altercations that you can get to in your life as a man. Till the next time, remember that this is a tribe of young men trying to improve themselves, and my name is Kalin. Go closer to perfection.